And then if I press that button there, we should be live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for a very special playthrough tonight. This is we're going to be playing Maracaibo on Board Game Arena, and I'm going to be playing with two people who I've never met before. But this is all part of the Herefordshire Games Club doing an online convention to raise money for charity. There is a link to how you can donate in the description of this video. So if you're interested in supporting the charities that they are helping, then yeah, check out that link and put that in there. Right, so if I go over to Discord and I press this button here, we should be saying hello, first of all, to Coxie.
Hello, good evening.
Hopefully you can hear him. Now, we were just chatting before we started. You've played this game 20 or 30 times.
Yeah, I've played this a few times. I'm playing through the campaign as well, so
Yeah.
I'm ready for this thing.
Whereas Serge, who's also joining us tonight, hasn't played before. Good evening, Serge.
Hi everyone, good evening.
But you have read through the rules.
Yes, I had a look, but yeah, it's certainly still feeling like the newbie at the table.
Yes. So what we're going to do tonight is we're not going to do a full teach of the game. We're just going to jump in. We're going to start playing. I have actually done a tutorial and playthrough for this game, not on Board Game Arena, around the table. So if you don't know Maracaibo and you are looking to learn how to play Maracaibo, then yes, have a search on my channel for a tutorial and playthrough video, which I have done. But tonight we're just going to be doing a playthrough. Thank you very much, Chrissy, for confirming that everybody can hear you. And if the volume levels between them and me is too, if I'm too loud or they're too loud, just let me know and I can tweak it. But yeah, we're going to jump in. So Board Game Arena is where you can play Maracaibo, just the base game of Maracaibo, not with the expansion. And I've selected turn-based mode, even though we're playing live, because I play 99% of my games in turn-based mode. So yeah, it's all selected. Now, first question, is it premium? It is premium. Okay, so if you aren't a premium member on Board Game Arena, then you will not be able to start a game of Maracaibo yourself. If you are friends with somebody who has a premium membership, then they can start it and they can invite you. But you can't start your own games of it unless you have a premium membership, which I have. And there is a solo mode as well, and you can play solo on Board Game Arena. So they've coded that in there, which is pretty good. So we're going to click start, and I guess you two need to accept.
We're in the game, I think. Oh.
Yeah, where's the game gone? Because you were in the game. Something's happened here. Okay, let's cancel that. Yeah, something's happened here. Where has that game gone? There's the game. Right, I was on another screen. I'd accidentally started another game. It's a good job nobody joined that one. Right, here we go. So the first thing we all need to do, and I don't know, are we all doing this simultaneously, or is it giving me the option? Right, okay. So we've all got to choose out of our 8 cards that we've got, which 3 we put in our planning area, I think, is it? Or is it just 1?
Just one.
One in the planning area, 3 in hand. No, 4 in hand. And discard 3. See, I do know the game. Honestly. But, so this is more for your benefit, Serge. Before choosing your cards in hand, you need to click on the button that says View Career Cards.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because that might persuade you. So basically, have a look at your career cards, decide which career you want to go with, and then go back and choose the 8 cards based on that. It's a little bit like Terraforming Mars. You want to choose which corporation you're playing before you choose the cards to keep. So, which one of these do I want? Do I want Valor or the Urge for Discovery? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch back to my cards, because if I think, oh, I'm going to go for the Discovery one, do I have any cards that boost my Discovery?
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one to use. I always like to do that. Okay. I'm going to go with that one. So you don't actually choose your career cards yet. No, that'll be done later. But I know which one I'm going to go with. So I'm going to plan. And the planning is interesting in this game. So you've got your planning area, and you can have a maximum of 3 cards in your planning area. It's basically an extension of your hand, but any card that's in your planning area, you can only buy it. You can't use it for its resources on the left-hand side. So the card that you want to put in your planning area is the one. This is the card that I'm actually going to buy. I'm actually going to pay money for this, and I'm going to put this card into play. If you wanted to use that card for its resource or its good or whatever it's called on the left-hand side, you can't put it into your planning area, because once it's in your planning area, you can't use the resources on it. So I'm going to put that one in my planning area, and then I am going to discard. Oof. What do we all think of Master Builders then? Coxie, Master Builders, worth it or not?
They're decent points, and they're fairly cheap if you get a few of them.
I played one game where I had 3 of them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I wish I had one, if I'm honest.
That was quite nice. Since then, I've kind of gone off them, but yeah, okay. Let's keep that. Let's get rid of. I'm going to look at the board as well. So the other thing, and this is that you might not want to bother with this for your first game, Serge, but when you're deciding which cards to keep in your hand, look at the board, because a lot of those tiles have been randomly distributed. And let's say, for example, it is your master strategy that you want to go to Porto Plata on the first round. That means you need to keep a card that has corn. You don't need to, but it's beneficial if you do. So if you're not sure about which cards to keep, sometimes the resource that's on them might influence you otherwise. A lot of people like to go to Santiago as their first move of the game, because it gets you an extra assistant and it gets you to do a village action, which is really good. So if you want to go to Santiago, just make sure you keep a card with tobacco in hand. Otherwise, you still can, but it's probably it's not as worthwhile. Right. So if I'm keeping that, then I'm definitely going to keep that. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of that. Okay.
Okay.
Right. I have chosen my cards. And it looks like it's my go first. So does that mean you guys have all chosen your cards?
I have indeed.
Okay. Right. So the biggest decision in this game is how far you move. And it's really interesting, this game, because you cannot compare scores from one game to another. Because in one game, all the players might be like, okay, I'll move 1, then I'll move 1, then I'll move 1. And you're going to be there for 6 hours, and you will all score like 500 points or something ridiculous. And in another game, you might have somebody who says, I'm going to move 7, and then I'm going to move 7, and then I'm going to move 7. And suddenly the round's over, and you've all only had like 3 or 4 turns each, and that'll be a low scoring game. So you've got to be reactive to what the group is doing. If you've got one player that's rushing, you need to make sure that you don't move as slow as possible, because you're simply not going to be able to do everything. And I traditionally like to skip Santiago. I think this is because I've played the solo mode so many times on the app, where Jean moves so quickly that I just get left behind. So I've started to play faster, and I've started to skip Santiago, but I don't know whether that's the best thing or not. I suspect it's not. So I am going to go to Santiago. And one of the tricks of this game, Serge, and apologies if I'm telling you stuff that you already know, is a lot of people think they can only go to a location if they can drop off the good. And that's not true. Okay. You can go to a location and you can perform the action. Dropping off the good is optional. You always want to do it, because every time you drop off a good, you get to remove a disc from your board.
Yeah, okay.
But you do not need to drop off a good to go to a location and do the action. And graphically, the way it's presented kind of looks like, oh, I need to drop the good off to do the action, but actually you don't. You can do the action anyway.
Mention it, yeah. I was. That's exactly how I was looking at it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
gonna be
It's
yeah.
not that. It's two separate things. So yeah, we're going to go to Santiago. Now it's going to ask me to drop off one of the cards that I was actually going to keep. So let's deliver some tobacco. Now then, which of the upgrades? Now there's a whole big set of discussions on which are the best upgrades to unlock early on. There are definitely some ones which are chosen more often than others. I like the one that gets you 5 coins because
5
money
coins
is
my go-to.
money's very tight. The one that allows you to pick up cards from the display for no cost is really good if you are using a strategy that, like, if you're completing the quests, and the quests will require, like, oh, this needs 2 telescopes or this needs 2 books. So being able to pick cards up from the display for no cost means you've got a lot more control over what's in your hand. And the other one is the one that actually increases your hand size as well, which is quite nice. But there's other options as well. But I think I'm going to stick safe. I'm going to choose the 5 coins. And each of those upgrades on your board has 2 counters on it. And you only get the bonus once those 2 counters have been removed. Right, so Santiago, I'm going to gain an assistant. And I am going to... So each time you do a village action, you've got 3 options. You either buy a card, which is pay the cost and put the card into play from either your hand or your planning area. Or you can just take a coin, or you can discard your entire hand for 2 coins. So, and that's every time you get a village action. So if you had 3 village actions, then you could, for example, take a coin, take another coin, and then discard your hand for 2 coins and actually gain 4 coins. And you might think, well, why would I discard my hand? If it's full of cards you don't want, it allows you to, get more cards. But I'm going to buy a card, and I am going to buy the card which I put into my planning area. So I've bought that. That is now mine. And it's updating. Yep, it's updating. Now, before the end of your turn, you can, as I mentioned, you can have 3 cards in your planning area. And one of the things that actually took me a few games to get used to, and I don't know if it was the same with you, Coxie, is that you need to make use of that planning area. So if you've got any cards in your hand which I am actually going to buy this card, for example, the Master Builder is what I should have bought, but I decided not to, then you might as well put it in your planning area, because then it gives you more opportunities to have cards in hand. But remember, if you do put it in your planning area, you can't then use it for your resource or anything like that. Where's that card that I've bought? There it is. So that means I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get that. Right, okay, that's good. Am I going to put one of these cards in my planning area? Yes, I'm going to put that in my planning area. There we go. And then that's my turn done, which means I now get to refresh my cards. And I could take my cards from the offer. Where's the offer gone? There's the offer. Right, anything here that's any good to me? No. So I'm just going to draw all the cards from the deck. And that is my go done. So it's your go, Serge. Now, just before we start, we are playing with the variant rule where all of the 4 prestige buildings that are in this game have been revealed. So the base game, the rules as they were originally written, is that you choose 4 at random and you only reveal them at the start of each round. I personally hated that rule, so I house ruled it straight away. And it turns out I wasn't the only one that didn't like that. So it became a very common house rule. So you'll notice that the palace is revealed.
Yeah.
And the other 3 are greyed out. So we know what they are, but right now you cannot place your assistant on one of those cards. But that is basically telling you the 4 possible, like, end game scoring cards that are in this game. And I would recommend picking one of them at least and trying to go for that, because if you do them, they can be worth quite a lot of points. So the first one is for the palace, is for the number of quests that you've completed. Each one is worth 2 points. The next one is 4 points for each threshold that your explorer has crossed. The military base is 2 points for each combat tile you've got, so every time you do a combat. And the academy is 2 points for every upgrade that you've got on your ship. And again, that might have tied in with your choice of cards or career or whatever.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
it's your go. So, how far are you going to move? That is the question.
Let's go to Puerto Plata.
So you may drop off a corn if you want to.
I will, sir.
And Renee's just correcting me. Thank you, Renee. So technically, an assistant, because I called it an assistant, it's not an assistant. Assistant is when you've placed the figure, you've played a card that requires you to place a figure, and that figure is placed on one of the islands. At that point, it is an assistant. Before that, it's just called a figure.
I see. Okay.
So you dropped off the thing. So you've gained a
Dropped off
combat
the thing.
point, and you get to remove another disc. So straight away,
Yeah.
you've got an upgrade.
Yeah. I can add a card to the planning area.
You can add. So the maximum number of cards you can have in your planning area is 3.
Yeah.
And as I say, you use it.
And the only way to remove them from your planning area is if you buy them?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, as I say, if there is a card in your hand, which you're like, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy this, I'm never going to use it for anything else, then stick it in the planning area.
Okay. Ooh.
So a funny story about this game, when it first came out, the first ever printing of the game, because I picked it up at the Essen where it was released. I can't remember what year it was, but there was a very important rule missing from the rule book, and that was about refreshing the card display. It was missing. So basically, everybody who was at Essen that year, who bought the game, who took it back to their hotel rooms, who was playing it, was like, wait a minute, these 4 cards here, once one player's taken one, that's it. And in the rule book as written, they only refreshed at the end of the entire round. And everybody was like, this can't be right. It just can't be right. Everybody was talking about it over the whole convention, saying, have you played Maracaibo yet? It doesn't work. And then they said, oh, yeah, we missed out that line accidentally. So Mick's in the chat asking if anybody's played Pirates of Maracaibo. I have, and I really like it. Yeah. Pirates of Maracaibo came out at Essen last year. Very different game. Same theme, but a completely different game.
Same designer?
One of them. It's actually multiple designers. Alexander was only one of the designers on that game.
I was considering skipping Santiago then to stop the corn delivery, but I wanted to play a card more importantly than anything, I think.
Give the people the corn.
Give the people the corn, indeed.
It's that first card, isn't it? Because you've got your cards in hand from the start of the game, and you think, oh, I want to play this one, and Santiago is the first opportunity to play it.
Yeah. Lovely.
Right. Where am I going to go? That is the question. Well, I know where I wanted to go. But things change. Things change. So where are my cards? There's my cards. So every time I explore, I get an additional exploration. Yeah. But the exploration's miles away. So yeah, I should have done that first, thinking about it. Never mind. Right, let's go. Okay. I'm going to zoom off. I'm doing it again. I'm falling into the full speed ahead. And basically, if you go to a village, then the more movement points you spend to get there, that's how many actions you get. I think to get 3 actions, you need to move 6 or 7 movement. I think it is. Yeah. So what am I going to do with this? Well, let's It's not giving me the option to buy a card because I've only got 1 money. So I'm going to gain a money. And I'm going to gain another money. Now, there is a card in hand that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that card to my planning area because I want it. But then for my third village action, I'm going to discard my hand for 2 coins. So yeah, that discarding your hand for 2 coins, you can move a card to your planning area before you do that.
That's good to know.
And I'm going to end my turn, and now I have no cards in hand. So do I really want any in the display, bearing in mind it's going to cost me 1 coin to pick them up? I do not. So let's have 4 random cards from the deck. That's my go done. Right, over to you, Serge.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's see.
So you can get to Maracaibo if you wanted to.
No, I'm gonna go a bit slower, I think. Actually, I'm going to buy a card. I'm gonna buy my Explorer.
Mm-hmm. I've got one of those in hand.
Okay.
So that puts an assistant on Kumana.
Yes. Okay.
Which means when you visit that location, you can use that assistant instead of the village actions. Okay, Rene's confirmed it is 7 movement points to get 3 village actions. Right, okay.
7
I thought it was high. I didn't know if it was exactly 7.
Yeah. But if you have an assistant in a location, some assistants, if I look at the cards, kind of give you an action or
Yes.
benefit.
Yeah.
That's separate to the village actions, is it?
Yeah, so when you visit Kumana, location 9, you instead of doing the village actions, you gain 2 coins and you gain 3 exploration points, if you want to. If you do the village actions instead, or you sail past Kumana without using the Explorer, you gain 2 points. So every time you have the option of using one of your assistants and you don't, you get 2 points as a consolation thing. But it's sometimes not a consolation. It's sometimes the right thing to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Mickey's asking, can this be played solo on Board Game Arena? It can. That's it. Mick's not going to sleep tonight. She's going to stay up all night playing solo Board Game Arena.
Well, I didn't expect this corn to be here, so I'm going to make use of that.
There it is. I was thinking about that, but... It all depends. You get some games where the influence in the nations is a really, really big part of the game. And I've had some games where it just hasn't been. So, and again, it all depends on your career and your cards and everything else.
It sounds like the game balance is not... So that's not just one strategy then, or one button you keep on pushing.
There's a lot. But you're always going to get games where, and I've seen this happen. I've seen this, somebody play this game and really, really go heavily into the influence and ended up like maxing out one of the tracks and then being really high on another and got the right things on the board and won by a considerable margin. And of course, the impression that another player has is, oh, that's the broken strategy. And then the same player tries to do the same thing in the next game and it just doesn't work whatsoever because it relies on so many other different factors. And of course, if you've got one player who's heavily investing in, for example, Spain, and then the other players are like, oh yeah, Spain's doing well, I'll make Spain even better, then that player's going, yes, thank you very much. You know, it's a tricky balance between, well, you've got to be in it to win it, so it's doing well, therefore I want to join in, and actually, I don't want to make that better, I want to do something else. So, am I going to go to Maracaibo and drop off some of that lovely sugar and have a bit of a combat? I think I am. So, yeah, we're just going to sail 1, pop to Maracaibo, deliver some of this, and we will remove that. Get myself 5 coins. Right, so we're having a combat. So the way that the combat works is you draw one of these tiles, and that tile is then revealed, which means the undo function will not work. And you basically choose which flag you want to fight over. Now, you've got complete freedom. You choose which one you want to fight under. But if there is something at the top, and there is on this particular tile, this basically says, whoever's in third place is going to get an extra 3 swords. Now, at this point in the game, there aren't any. But later on in the game, it might influence you to choose one or the other. So I'm just getting the option of France for 4 swords, Spain for 3 swords and a point, or England for 4 swords. Now, let's have a look at the influence track. So, Coxie, you decided to get 1 point of influence with France.
Yeah.
So we definitely don't want to go that one. Let's go for... now, is 4 going to be any good? I can't remember. What's the costs? Yeah, 4's good. Because that's 2 and 2.
5?
Yeah, 4 puts a cube on, doesn't it?
4,
yeah,
4 puts a cube.
4's a good number. So we're gonna fight on behalf of England, and you can spend your swords to give you extra combat points, and you can also spend your figures if you have any spare. But you generally want to keep your figures for other uses, but they're there if you need to. Right. So
what's your figure?
I'm gonna conquer, or we're gonna help the English. Santiago's a good one because it's 4 money. And that's combat over. And do I want to put a card in the planning area? Well, I had that as a plan. I'm going to change the plan. We're going to put that in the planning area. Because I like his beard. Right. That's that turn over. Let's have a look at what's in the display. Anything there I desperately need? Nope. Let's draw from the deck. Right, that's my go done.
All right. Let's see. There. Buy a card. Over the innkeeper.
It's another assistant.
Yeah. Which gives me points.
It gives you points for every assistant you've got on the board. It's a nice one, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that maybe you've got a career where one of the goals is to have assistants.
No.
Okay.
But they will.
That's fine.
Maybe a real life career I should be thinking about, where the goal is to have lots of assistants, but not in this game.
Not in this game.
Yeah. Out of bank card 2.
I think one of your friends, Rich, is in the chat. Crom wishes you good luck.
Oh yeah, Des, nice.
Go that one. Right. Jump in the deck. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't get the career cards I really wanted.
So there is an actual gaming rules promo card for this game, which was printed with the expansion. It was a career card that I worked on with Alexander Pfister, and it's got the gaming rules logo on, except they misprinted it. So it's, not great, but you look at it and you think, that's got to be wrong, surely. And it is wrong. Yeah, they missed off the victory points from it. So a little bit embarrassing. Nothing to do with me. I just... But yes, if you're out there and you have a gaming rules career card, then it is misprinted.
Interesting.
Right. So in this one, if you fight for England, you get a -2.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I won't be doing that.
Figured you'd probably be going for France anyway.
Oh, might help Spain along a little bit.
Okay. Bob is in the chat asking how the card is misprinted. Ping me a message on Slack later, and I can let you know. But I think it's basically missing the victory point symbol. So whereas when you accomplish one of the goals, it's normally like 2 money and 2 points, or 3 money and 3 points if you do it better. It's not got the victory points printed on it, so it's obviously wrong. But yeah, people looked at it and went, well, this isn't very good. It's like, oh yeah. Is the promo card available still? I think it was actually not really a promo card. It was included in the expansion. So it wasn't printed separately or anything like that. It was just in the expansion. Right, so I think we're going to go to where I wanted to go, which was Port Royal. And let's deliver some corn. So which one of these don't I want? Don't think I want that one. And which upgrade are we going to have this time? Let's go for this one. Right, so. Oh, I forgot, I haven't got my Explorer out yet, have I? No, it's not my Explorer, it's my Pioneer. Yes, it's my Pioneer. So every time I explore, I get +1 movement. So it's 2. Hopefully it's going to add 1, which means I've got 3. Yeah. Now, the thing with the exploration track is that you skip over spaces that other players are on. So there is a danger that if all of the other players are ahead on the exploration track and you don't get started on it, then you'll fall behind, and you'll see that they just end up keep skipping over each other and end up moving further than what they actually do. So I'm going to move 3 to start with, and you don't have to move your full amount because, of course, me moving 3 means I only get 1 money. But I kind of wanted to just get ahead to start with. Right, that is my turn done. I get to draw some cards, so let's draw a card.
Right. So let's see if I understood these assistants correctly.
So if you go there, if you visit the assistant, you'll get 3 money and 4 points.
Yeah, let's do that.
There you go.
Be great.
Nice and easy. Thank you,
very
assistant.
easy. There's a message in the chat to say, in the French edition of the gaming rules card, they actually translated my channel name in French. Oh, right. Interesting. I haven't seen that. Can you somehow send me a photo? Send me an email, paul.grogan@outlook.com. Send me a picture of it, because I've not seen it. But yeah, they translated my channel name into French. How strange. And yes, it's Fellowship. That's it. It's the the career card is called Fellowship, and it's got the gaming rules logo on, and it does have a different back. Yeah. But Rene says it's got the victory points on the front side. Okay, well, something's not right with it. Unless they fixed it in later printings. They may have fixed it in later printings. I'm very curious to see this French version of this card now. It seems odd to translate, because it's a company logo. And what they've done is they've taken the company logo and actually changed it. That's weird. Right, where am I going to go now? Right, do I have... I have to put that up, aren't I? Yeah. Can I complete this quest? No. Okay, so I think we're going to head to the end.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Because I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. And I don't want to go there. So one of the things, I mentioned earlier on that you can set the board up differently.
Mm-hmm.
One of the common add-ons is that there's an extra tile on location 17, Puerto Cabezas, which has another location that you can visit, and there's a quest there and everything. And I'm so used to playing with that, I'm like, where's it gone? And of course, it's not there in the base game. Right, we are going to explore, which means I get to move 3 spaces. So we're going to zoom over that line. Yeah, I think I'm going to race ahead. We'll just go for there. Sure. Right. So whenever you cross the first threshold, and this applies to everybody. You gain 3 influence with one of the nations. So we're gonna stick with England. Whereas the other thresholds, the reward is different based on whether you're first or second. But that first one, it applies to everybody who crosses it. So that's me done. So what's going to happen now is you've got this turn.
Yeah.
And then Coxie will take a turn. And then on my turn, I will move to location 21A, and that will end the round.
Mm-hmm.
So effectively, this is your last turn for this round.
Worth
Thomas?
noting that at the end of the round, you will have a chance to buy a card
Yes.
if you would like.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, make sure, at the end of every round, as Coxie says, you will either buy a card or, what's the other option? Is like, take 2 points?
2 points.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
essentially, you want to try and have enough money to buy a card at the end of a round, because taking 2 points seems a bit of a waste. If you can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Might stick to my original plan then. And go exploring. 12 victory points.
You can move up to 3 spaces.
Yeah. I'll move up to 3 spaces.
And that's kind of one reason why I got the extra 3 movement in before you, because otherwise you'd have actually ended up moving 4 and you'd have landed on the space just before the red line, which allows you to remove a disc, which is really powerful, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was hoping you would work with me, Paul, and stay put.
Kotsky's doing the quest, I think. Yeah, and I never seem to do that well with the quest until I've got a hand size of 6. Once I've got the hand size of 6, I can then keep enough cards with the right goods on to be able to do the quests.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of a card I'd like to play.
Right.
7. That sounds pretty great.
Right.
Yeah, I have to, right?
Question for Paul.
Mhm.
Where can you get these synergy tokens that I see on these cards? Is there a space on the board where you can gain the synergies?
Yeah, so
Specific-
if you look at the available cards, the 4 that are in the display,
Yeah.
so there's 2 Chase Pirate cards. Well, there's a Chase Pirates and there's a Privateer Red. Playing those cards doesn't get you the synergy token, but if you have the synergy token, you'll get a bonus. I'm trying to see if there is a card that gets you a synergy. So if you just have a look at the YouTube screen, if you've got the YouTube video, down in the bottom right,
Mm-hmm.
in fact, you've got one. It's the Explorer. The Explorer should come with, so when you played the Explorer, you got that token. The green hand means you get that token. And if you look over in the top right of the board, in your area, you'll see
I see it now.
you've got that token. The reason why there's a 0 next to it is that what that means is you've got no cards that give you a benefit for having that token.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you look at mine, my second token is greyed out, but it has the number 1 next to it. So that's telling me that I have 1 card that will give me a benefit if I have that token, but I currently don't have that token. So
I see. Okay.
I'm about to get that token, but I currently don't have it. Now, there is one special token. There's one synergy token, which is the crown, and you will only find the crown on the prestige buildings.
Hmm.
So the first time in the game that you get a prestige building, you get the crown. And if you were the first player to get that prestige building, you also get 2 points. Right, okay, so I'm going to move to location 21A, get 3 points, trigger the end of the round. That does mean I'm going last in the next round, though. So that is my turn done. And now I'm getting the option to buy a card or score 2 points. I don't know if this is simultaneous again for everybody. If it is, that would be awesome.
It's not, because I think you draw
It's
up.
not. Oh, of course, yes. Right, so I'm going to buy the card Conquer Village, which gets me the synergy token that I need. It also allows me to claim a village. So let's claim. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. Just have that one. So England have claimed that. And yes, now it's other players are selecting end of round actions. Okay, and people have been sending me the French version of the card, so I'm just going to have a quick look.
Strange. If I had money to buy a card. Oh well.
Oh right, I see. Yeah. that's still weird that they've done that. Maybe they didn't mean to do that. Maybe they sent the card to the translator and the translator just literally translated it. But they've kept the same font. Yeah. So the graphic designer has taken my logo and edited it and got rid of my wording and actually put the French wording in. Brilliant. Love it.
Okay. Santiago.
Okay.
Let's deliver. Let's, get upgrade. Try to increase our hand size. Okay. Card.
Rennie is asking, why does it say 35 hours, 58 minutes in the top right corner of everybody's area? It's because I'd actually set this to turn-based rather than real-time. And yeah, that's the amount of time that each player has to do their turn. When you create games on Board Game Arena, you can set them to play like, one turn every couple of days or multiple turns in a day. It's up to you as to how you set the speed of it.
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I think that's me. Yeah.
Cox is also off to Santiago.
Yeah.
I was going to as well, but have a think. Because I need to play my Explorer. Yeah, probably going to. So, Serge, Alexander Pfister games. How many of them have you played?
Let's see. Most recent one was Great Western Trail.
Yep.
I played.
Which flavour of Great Western Trail?
I think the vanilla flavor, the first
Right.
one that came out.
Yeah.
I think. And then I'm trying to think. Did he also do Isle of Skye?
He did.
Any chance?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, for a while. I think that's it. I'm trying to remember if
Okay.
there's anything else. I'm just gonna actually look them up, see if there's any. Yeah, I found Great Western Trail a bit too much when I played it.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the Isle of Skye.
Yeah, yeah. Isle of Skye is very good. It's a fixed version of Carcassonne, isn't it? Is that a fair statement?
Uh, now you got me thinking. I guess, yeah.
I remember playing
suppose,
it for
yeah.
the first time about 5 years ago, and I went, "This is like Carcassonne, but with bidding, but it's much, much,
Yeah.
much better."
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer it to Carcassonne, to be honest.
I think there's a big box version of Isle of Skye coming out this year, and I think I've got an email outstanding with the publisher to get a review copy of it because I don't own Isle of Skye. I played somebody else's copy and I thought it was fantastic. So, yeah. Right, we're going to
Keep
do
an eye
another
out.
upgrade. And we are going to get a figure. And then we're going to play my own explorer. Right, so that is, well, I say that's my turn done. I could have space in my planning area for 2 other cards, but I don't think there's any of them that I want. So what have we got here? Anything good? No. Okay, it's my go done. I'm also going to take a quick look at my career card because I remember what one of them was. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I need to be doing quests as well. I've not done that at all yet.
I need to also think about how I'm going to manage all this nonsense. Let's do that. Okay, choose an upgrade. Let's go with that one. Let's get that hand size. Good question. Yeah.
I should have bought a card from the display because I needed it for the good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Third assistant. Yeah, I like that one. The shipbuilder. Shipbuilder's good.
That's good.
Okay. Whoa, lots of cards in my head now.
Hmm. Can we do? Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. Let me just redo that bit.
Yeah, thankfully we have an undo feature.
Oh, it's the best thing on BGA.
Well, it is, except when you play, or you find a game on BGA and you think, oh, that's a great, I didn't realise that game was on
Right.
BGA. And then you find the implementation is 5 years old and it doesn't have an undo feature. And you're like, no. Yeah, thankfully most of the modern ones that are on there do have the undo feature. I was playing Agricola multiplayer a couple of months ago, and I was getting really annoyed because I didn't think it had an undo feature because I did my turn and it suddenly ended my turn, and I'm like, and I was getting really frustrated, and I was writing nasty comments on in Notepad so that I don't have to post them in public, and saying, why doesn't this? Why this is a modern thing? Why doesn't it have an undo feature? And then I realised what it was. I'd been playing Agricola solo on BGA quite a bit, and I was getting fed up with the fact that it kept asking me, do you want to end your turn? Are you sure? So I disabled it, and then I forgot to re-enable it, and then I started playing multiplayer where I needed the undo feature, and I'd turned it off. So, yeah, just be aware that games do have undo features, but you can turn them off.
Either.
Remember to turn them on. Right, well, Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna zoom off. We're gonna go quick because I need to go and see my explorer because he's desperately short of bananas. We need to go and deliver him some bananas. So we're going to use the explorer, which is going to get me 4 movement points, which I think is going to land me on the quest. And I do have 2 herbs. So we're going to have... yeah, we're going to use that one and that one. So yeah, you will find some quests on the explorer track as well as the sea itself.
Aha.
Okay,
Right.
right.
My only problem, Paul, is that you won't stay put, so I could leapfrog you.
Yeah, I'm moving quite far ahead. So
Yeah.
right, do I want any of these cards in my planning area? I think I do. I'm going to add that card to my planning area. And that'll do. Now, do I want any of these cards? Is it worth spending 1 on one of these cards? I do like the Governor. The Governor is a very nice card. It's very expensive. But I'm just going to take from the deck. Okay, that is my go done.
Right.
Meanwhile, Cox is still back at home. He hasn't left yet. His Explorer's just having a cup of tea.
With rum.
Yeah.
Okay. Must explore. Right. So here in this area, so I can go to like past the red line in the exploration.
Yep.
There's a symbol with a cutlass and like I think it's a victory point. Do both have access to the quest?
No, you've got it. The quest is an extra space on its own. So once you've landed on the space with the cutlasses, you can either you can basically follow the arrow. So it's your choice whether you move on to the quest or you just carry on.
No, okay, that makes sense.
You've got a couple of maps.
All right.
There you go.
Right. Which country is ahead of the game?
Well, at the moment, there
England.
are 2 English cubes on the board, but it's still early days.
It's tied at the moment, I think.
Well, yeah, they're all worth 1 point each, but there are 2...
I kicked one of the England ones off.
There are 2 white cubes on the board. Oh, one's off, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. I didn't see that.
I got 7 attack with French.
Ah, right.
It was almost too good not to.
Okay. Of course, it actually says how many cubes there are there. I was counting how many had gone.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I've not noticed that.
Right. Support England. I for this time.
So your French Commodore at Martinique. Wow. So every time you visit him, you get 2 influence with France.
Yeah.
And 3 combat points. That's pretty good. Okay, right. Where are we going to go? I haven't thought about this. Well, I think we might need to get some more English cubes on the board. Or do I want to do that? Oh, there's a nice little quest there in Santa Marta.
Very tasty.
That would do me quite good. That would be 1, 2... Oh, let's do that. Yeah, let's skip Maracaibo. Let's head to Santa Marta. I do have a spare... Yes, I do, thankfully. So we're going to complete the quest.
I thought you two might stop at Maracaibo and I'll nip and grab that, but never mind.
Well, that 4 movement lands me on that space. There you go. Nice. So I'm now getting the option to complete my career quests, because each of the career quests can be completed at an easy level and a difficult level, and ideally you want to wait until you've done it at the high level, because then you get more stuff for it. Which I'm going to do. So I'm just going to end my turn. That's me done.
All right. Let's see what Maracaibo is all about.
Fighting.
Right. Let's deliver some sugar cane. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Which one? This one. Okay.
So you need to have 4 influence with 2 different nations for your middle career goal.
Yeah.
And you've got 4 with England.
What's this option? I think. That one. Okay. Yes, I want to fight.
Okay, let's see what tile you get.
Okay, so I've got so France is at -2.
So because France is giving you 6 combat points, it's going to cost you 2 money, basically. The bit at the top of that tile can be ignored, because right now every nation has 1 cube on the board, so there is nobody ahead, nobody losing. It's basically, do you want 2 swords and 2 points with England, 4 swords with Spain, or 6 swords with France, but it'll cost you 2 money.
Oh, France? No, I'm not going to pay France. Spain. Let's go.
So it's 4,
right, okay.
and you can increase that if you want to with swords. Because 4 allows you to put a cube on the board.
Yeah.
6 allows you to put a cube on the board but knock somebody else off. And then you've got the option of just spending swords to gain influence without putting cubes on the board. But I think normally you put cubes on the board to start with, and then you start using the other stuff later.
Yeah. And from these options, it's either the first option, like to gain influence, or the other one where you put a...
Nope, you can do both of those options once, but within the option, you can only do either the cheap one or the expensive one. So if you had 6 swords, you could spend 2 of them to buy an influence, and then 4 of them to put a cube on the board.
Okay.
So you can do the top line and you can do the bottom line, but you can only do one of the options on each line.
Okay. Right. And will it give me because I can't see how I can spend them.
Yeah, so at the top, I can't see your screen at the moment. Once you've chosen which nation, you've chosen Spain, it probably now says that you've got 4 swords to spend, but there's probably little buttons that allow you to add your cutlasses onto there if you wanted to have any more.
No, it doesn't. It says I can spend them, but I can't see how.
I think if you just do it, it automatically spends them.
Does it? Okay,
oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so let's start with this one.
So you put a cube on Maracaibo, which got you the 2 points, and that cost you 4 swords.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you spent your extra 2 swords just to get another influence with Spain. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I want to complete my career track now. Could wait for the... No.
Yeah, so you could complete that middle career thing and get 3 money, but you probably want to
Yeah.
wait if you can to get the 3 money
Right,
and
yeah.
the 3 points.
Yeah. That's
A bad way to grab a. Are they called assistants? Did we decide they weren't called assistants?
They're figures. They're
Yeah,
just
it's quite an easy way to
nondescript
grab a figure
figures.
if you need to.
Yeah.
Boom.
All combat.
More combat.
But again, no bonus. Okay. That's a lot of influence with France already. Okay. Where am I going to go? Well, I've got that. I've got that as well. How many quests do I need for my thing? 3. How many have I got? 2. Okay. Just have a look at my cards. Okay. Let's go for this one. Yeah. Do I want to do that or do I want to explore? Can feel an undo coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Explore would be 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'm going to undo that.
You've always got the explore at the end.
Yeah, it's true, but
If you want to double down.
it's tricky, isn't it? How am I doing for figures? Got 1. How am I doing for money? 15. Yeah, no, you're right. Let's go back to the original plan. So we'll go there, go to Portobello. We'll complete the quest. Discard those 2 cards. Get 2 money. Get influence with, obviously, England. And I am now going to complete one of my career goals. Okay, do I want to add a card to the playing area? Nope. Right. So, this time, let's make sure I don't need any of these cards. No, I do not. Right, that's me done.
Okay.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to go to Cartagena.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's deliver them some tobacco. Although I don't want to condone smoking. Let's give them this one. Choose an upgrade. Okay. Choose that one, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if this is good or not. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Let's say one of them. Yeah, okay. Then I can do it. Correct.
2 money and
Okay.
a village action.
Yeah. Sure. Yes, it did build it. Okay. Cool.
And for those people watching, as I mentioned at the start, we are doing this as part of the Hereford Games online charity event. I'm going to put a link in the chat now. If you are interested in checking out what they're up to and what they're raising money for, then it's all there on the website. All right, Cox is up. Where
Both
is he
actions
going
I
to go?
wanted to do. Yeah, I wanted to go to Carting for the delivery.
Which is,
I wanted the
yeah.
quest that you took.
Uh-huh.
So I know options are doing a village action or just jumping straight to the end. And yeah, go then I'll do a village action, I think. Might as well make it 2. And buy a card, and we'll buy this one.
Right, well, I think it's time. Let's head to the end.
Yeah.
There's nothing else of interest on the way for me. And we're going to explore here and get ourselves 4 cutlasses. Nom nom nom. And that's my turn done. Didn't play any cards. Don't get any cards. Right, Serge.
Okay.
Last
let's
turn
see.
for round 2.
Already. Oh. Okay. Let's go. Complete this quest. This. That's it. Anything from here? Okay.
Right. And then after this, we're all going to get to buy a card or get 2 points.
Will do.
Who are you fighting for? Spain again?
Spain, yeah. Three queens. one shot. That's a pain. Never mind.
Right. Let's move to there. Get some points. Right. Any of these cards I want. Maybe that one. Yeah, I'm going to add a card to my planning area, just because. And yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to buy a card. And we're going to buy Mr. C. Arpenter. Because he's pretty good with the synergy tokens that I've got. And I get to remove a disc. I'm not really doing much on the whole upgrades on my board. So let's take that one. Okay, that's me done.
Easy choice for me.
Just 2 points.
Yeah, because I'm poor.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely poor again.
Yeah, money is very tight in this game until you get a good income generation. There's not that many cards that give income. I seem to have got quite a few for this game, but normally my income sits on the +8 or +10.
Mm-hmm.
Really do with an anchor symbol.
Oh, I've had loads of harbours in this game. Keep throwing them away.
Thanks.
All right. Right, round 3. We're halfway through.
Also, one of those games where you finally get where you want to be, and then it's like, oh, this is the final round. Great.
Okay. Yes, I do. Let's discard this one to deliver tobacco. More upgrades. What does this one do? Bartering mastery. If you have an village action available to discard 3 identical goods, have you take 2 different.
Well, they've got names. Didn't realise they had names.
Yeah. I was about to make a comment earlier, like with the quest, you know when you're playing a Euro when the quest style just says quest style.
Yes.
And not trying to throw any flavor at it, but yeah, these ones on the upgrade board actually do have some names. I don't know which one's good to get. I feel like you'd have to kind of commit to some of these.
Yeah, once you've got your hand size of 6, that actually becomes quite useful. You can collect up. And then, yeah, once you've got 3 of the same good, then for a village action, you can exchange them for 2 money and 2 points. Can be quite good. It's also a good way. It's one of these games where you will be cycling so many cards. And yes, every card is good, but you need to be filtering out the cards which are really good for you. And everything else is just a resource that you just need to use. Yeah, you don't see Bartering Mastery used that much. I don't see it used much, but it is a good one. There's only one action on the player boards, which is actually not very good. And in fact, with the expansion, they removed it. and replaced it with a different action completely because people were not using it at all. And I think that's the one in the top right. Yeah. The one that requires 4 upgrades to unlock Command of the Seas.
Right.
I think
Right.
people were just not using it at all. So
I
they got
think
rid
it
of
wouldn't
that.
be as bad if it was available from the beginning.
Yeah. I think that's what Alex said to me. He said by the time people get to unlock it, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's no use.
Let's see what to add to the planning area. Let's go with that one. All right.
Okay.
It's me.
Rats. Well, I'll now change my mind on where I was going to go. Right, I'm going to go there instead, I think. Because one of my career goals is to have 4 or 5 upgrades, and I'm severely lacking behind on those upgrades. I'm doing all right on the exploration, but yeah, upgrades I'm not doing well at. So I think we're going to head all the way to San Juan, skipping over all of those lovely places on the way. And we will do the quest. Discard a couple of maps. Get even more swords. And I think that's going to be it.
Be a big old fight for England coming up, I think.
Well, yeah, I've got 7 swords. I'm going to have to do something with them. Let's... Do I want to buy that card? Very rarely buy cards at a cost of a coin, but how many coins have I got? 23. Yeah, we can afford it. Let's buy that one. And should have drawn from the deck first. That's fine. Okay, I'm done.
Alrighty. I'm off to complete the quest tile.
St. Kitts.
Alright.
No.
It's... Yes.
That's actually where I meant
Okay.
to go. Oops. Yeah, that's where I meant to go. I clicked on the wrong one.
They're both the same cost.
They were both the same cost, I think.
Oh,
Except, yeah. Because I needed to remove the discs. So,
discs. Yeah.
oops. I don't even know what my quest got me. Lost track now. Let's have a look. There you go. Me 2 swords and 3 points, which I didn't need. But never mind. I may not become an admiral at this stage.
Keep that dream alive.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm focusing on doing all of these other things rather than doing the deliveries.
Yeah.
But it's the deliveries that get the upgrades. So we'll see.
Yeah.
There's still time. Just maybe.
I feel like the name of my career should be the multitasker, because that's how I feel that this game's gone for me. Try to multitask.
Do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 3 assistants out. You've made a start on the exploration track. You've done a little bit of combat. You are doing a bit of everything, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've done 3
Well,
quests,
I've just
4
done
upgrades.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done the... Cool.
Right, so we're going to go and see my explorer mate. Now, I could move 4, but I'm just going to move 3.
Move desk.
Oh, except it moved 4. It took the long way round. That's fine. And we're going to remove that disc. Which is all good. And I have now crossed green threshold, which means I can complete that career goal. So that's all good. And that's my turn done. So Coxie,
All right.
how many in the 20 games that you've played of this, how many times does somebody get to the end of the exploration track?
Quite often someone's always focusing on it.
Oh right, okay.
I think you're going to comfortably get there this game.
I think so, but it's taken quite a lot of effort to keep
Focus.
giving it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I very rarely see it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think I've only ever seen it
See, it's actually-
twice.
It's my favourite thing to do, but both my careers had exploration was not on either of them
Right.
at any point. I was like, okay, so we're not doing that this game. I want to go and fight.
So, who are you going to fight for? So what we got?
Which
3.
card I use, which
Yeah.
symbols are coming up next on quests and things like that. I've got to make those decisions now. I don't want to play you ever, so you can go. Guess just points.
So, if you were to fight for England, just saying.
Yeah, tempted by it, which is annoying. I've got 7 of my own swords though, so I
You
think
do.
Spain is fine.
It's going to get messy. Brett's watching. He says he reckons that somebody gets to the end of the track in about a third of his games. Okay, it's just my games then. We are Monica's entertainment. Monica's had a difficult day and she's at home in bed watching. So, hello, Monica. Thank you for your support. We're actually having a Maracaibo tournament starting in a few weeks, which is a coincidence. But on my Patreon supporters Slack channel, Brett every few months organises a tournament and we get loads of people taking part. And Maracaibo is the next one. So there's currently a tournament of Azul going on, which I'm not in that one. But there was a Heat tournament which ran a couple of months ago. I think we had 50 people taking part in that. It was massive.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm still in therapy for that because I had a bad draw of cards, and yeah, it wasn't good. Wasn't good. I went from 1st to 5th. Yeah. Anyway, we don't talk about that. Well, I think I need to be doing a bit of fighting myself, don't I? Because I've got all of these swords. So, yeah, let's do it. Come on, England. Right. Now, let's deliver some sugar. And I'm going to remove... Actually going to remove this upgrade. Yeah, might be a bit late, but we'll remove that one. Right, here we go. Let's see what tile we get. Okay. Great.
Pretty good.
So, yeah, that's pretty good. I'll have 7 swords fighting for England, thank you, please. But I'm probably not going to need to add more of my own. Okay, so the buttons that I was thinking about, Serge, were...
Yeah.
It's a button at the top that allows you to convert an assistant into swords.
Yeah.
That's
So there,
the button at the top, which I don't want to
Yeah.
do. Well, how many have I got? I've got 7. So, yeah, we're going to have... Do we go with 6 and knock out a French cube? I think we do. Yeah, we do. So, yeah, let's kick the French out of Santiago again. Okay, and then I'm going to spend... Yeah, go on. We'll spend five cutlasses for 2 more influence. Now, what's that done to the situation? That's made Spain the leader at the moment, with England and France tying second. Okay. Combat is over, and we will add that card to the planning area. Too many cards in the planning area. End turn. Anything that I want? Nope, we're all good. Right, it's my turn done.
Okay.
Oh, in fact, I'm slightly wrong on the tournament front. There's a La Granja tournament going on, there's an Azul tournament going on, and there's an Obsession tournament going on. I'm in none of those 3. Oh, it looks like the link. Monica's querying the link because it is herefore.games/con. It is correct. It should be CON for convention. Where's that explorer going to? Oh, okay.
All right. That's it.
And yeah, so for those people that don't know, every month I donate all of my advertising revenue from YouTube to charity myself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a good chunk of it for this month, or maybe last month, I'm not sure, and I'll donate it to this as well. So I'm going to be donating some of the Gaming Rules advertising revenue to the charity as well to support it. All right, where am I going to go next?
I forgot that was a thing. I forgot I need to put a worker onto the end game scoring cards.
Do, yes. It's one of those commonly forgotten things. Do you have a worker spare?
No.
Do not. Ah, that was your plan, was
I
it?
could complete a career task early.
To get one, yeah.
Yeah, but that sounds not as fun. So I'll buy a different card instead.
Oh, the pain of the Eurogamer. You could do this, but if you waited, you could do it better. Oh, okay, I'll wait then.
I don't think this really matters. But cards I need, right. Don't have any of that, so that's important.
Right. Well, let's head to Port Royal. How many of these locations have had a board game named after them? At least half of them, I think.
Yeah.
Havana, Port Royal,
One.
San Juan,
Tortuga,
Maracaibo,
I'm pretty sure this is.
Cartagena.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few of them. Right, we're going to deliver some corn. Let's deliver that one because I never understand how that card works. Let's remove that upgrade. So how many upgrades is that? 4. Okay, so I could do it. I could become an admiral now if I wanted to, but again, it would be inefficient and you two will mock me for the rest of my life. So let's not do that. I could move 3, but actually I'm just going to go here because that's a really nice space. 4 money, 4 points. And turn is done. Draw a card. Over to Surge.
Let's join you.
It's a nice place.
Yeah. People of Port Royal. I bring corn. Liver. Upgrade. Explore. Let's explore. Okay.
Which way do you want to go?
Up there. It's margaritas. It's 4. Okay. Okay. Nah. Yeah. Let's do it now. Okay.
So while Cox is taking his turn, if you just have a look at the exploration track, you'll notice just above the space where you're on, there's a black line coming out at the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you look over on the right-hand side, just to the right of the red line, there's a grey line coming out at the top of a space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are indications where other tiles are placed when you're playing the expanded version of the game or the campaign mode or whatever. So basically, extra locations will appear inland, and you can only visit those locations if your explorer token has reached that point on the track, which is actually thematic, meaning that you've got to have found that location to be able to actually then visit it later on. So it's, yeah, I like the way that the map develops them over the course of various games.
That's cool, yeah.
Right, where am I going to go? I mean, I'm the one that's triggered the end of the round every time so far, but I don't know whether that's the right thing for me to do this time. I think it is. So we're going to do it. Even though actually I need to be playing cards. So we are going to, but this time I'm not going to explore, I don't think. Exploring's 4 points, but no, we're gonna do a combat. Right. Come on. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Oh, okay, right. I don't want to fight for France.
I'm on France.
So if I fight for Spain, I get a -2. So it's not going to be Spain. It's going to be England. Now, how many swords have I got? I've got 3 swords. So what we could do is, yeah, I'm just going to put another cube on. We won't knock off the French. We're just going to put it here. Okay, and Oh, there's that as well. I've unlocked my other thing. I forgot about that. So yeah, we're totally going to do that. We're going to annex this village, which actually gets me money. Ka-ching. And importantly, gets another English cube on the board. So that's the end of combat. That's the end of the turn. So England's now in a firm second place. With 4
Okay.
cubes on the board.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's looking good. It's looking good. Down with the French. And I say that knowing full well we've got a lot of French people watching, so I don't mean that personally. Oh, the luggage is in the chat. The luggage, I've not seen you in the chat for a long time. Hasn't played Maracaibo yet, but the board game arena rendition is pretty great. Yes, it is. It is a very good implementation. And as we mentioned at the start, you can do the solo game. So rather than playing against other people, you can just just play the solo mode. Just be aware that when you do play the solo mode of this game, you are playing against an AI who is Jean, and Jean moves very fast. You won't get to take many actions in each round. And there is also the app, which is fantastic. The app is very good as well. And the app has the campaign mode all built in. Yeah, I've got the app. I've even covered the app on the channel. That's good as well. And yes, Brett, Port Royal is another Fister game. So yeah, he does like games set in this part of the world, it seems. I didn't like Port Royal. I think Port Royal, one of the core mechanisms of it is a push your luck, and push your luck is not one of my favourite mechanisms. I don't like it at all. So yeah, I didn't get on with Port Royal if I'm remembering the game correctly. Matt's in the chat. Matt's been watching and wanted to cheer on Paul, the Scourge of Columpton. Captain No Beard. How do you know I don't have a beard, Matt? I might have grown one since yesterday. Right, who are you going to fight for then?
Well, France gives me
France
7.
goes you 7.
Also gets me to the end of the track. I can score extra points and complete my career card. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Okay. So is that it? Is that career card completely completed?
No. I haven't done the first, but I haven't done the quests yet.
Right.
Which is annoying. Lovely.
Is there going to be some knocking out of the English? I think there is.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. Santiago's been highly contested in this game. I mean, yeah, it is worth 4 coins. Right. Let's move to space 21A, my favourite space. Let's get myself 3 points. Okay. Now, the question is, what am I going to buy? Because I do have 40 money, which is enough to buy one of the prestige cards. But the prestige card that I'm thinking of buying, which is the Abbey, I don't think anybody else is going to go for the Abbey. Because the Abbey's good for me. That's 12 points at the end of the game. But the Palace is also quite good for me because I've done 4 quests. So that's 8 points. But yeah. No, I think I'm going to hang fire on a prestige card because it's going to get me the crown, but the crown's not going to get me any bonuses. Oh, no, it is. What have I got in play that would give me a bonus for a crown? Let's have a look.
Extra 2 points.
Where's my cards? 2 points for the village. Oh, it's tricky, isn't it? Yeah, no, I think I'm going to buy the council. The thing that I bought from the display earlier on. Okay, that's me done.
Uh, uh, oh, yeah, choose evolution. Sorry.
Yeah, Brett is saying, remember, if you reach the end of the exploration strike, you can take a village action. So I think the first time I ever covered this game on the channel, my friend Andy got to the end of the track, didn't win the game, but then we realised that when you do get to the end of the track, you get a village action. So the day after, somebody reminded us of that. I told Andy, and he said, well, if I had a village action, I would have been able to play another card, and he would have won the game. So yes, I am aware of that, and I'm very aware of that because we got it wrong in the first time I ever covered the game on the channel. I think once you're at the end of the track, there's no benefit to gaining any more exploration points, but you just get the village action when you get there. Right, final round then.
Yes.
Am I going to be the one that end it again? We will see.
Well, you can afford to go a bit slower on this one, can't you? Because it's not an immediate end.
It's not, no. Although that 8 points for being the person who gets to the end is quite nice.
True.
Right. Um, um,
You know, one thing the app is not doing, this implementation is not doing, is it's not telling me how many points each of us is getting from the influence track. I'm
Right.
having to just quickly add it up. Right, I'm going to sail past you guys. Head off to Puerto Plata. Give them some cornflakes. Right, I'm going to remove the best upgrade in the world. Yeah, that one. Okay, now then. think we're going to take... If I take the exploration bonus here... Yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to go... onto there. Gives me 4 points. And that is my career done. So,
Nice.
Admiral Grogan. Awesome stuff. $50 money. I don't think I've ever had that much money. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. Right. Turn is over. Yeah, I mean, once I've bought 2 prestige buildings, that's most of it gone, but still, yeah, I've never had that much money before.
Oh, hang on. I don't have any corn.
Remember, you can still go there if you want to,
Hmm.
but you may not want to.
Right. Um. Okay. Yeah, if you have too much money, Paul, just send it over to me.
Okay, yeah. Just let us know your address, and I'll send it over.
Excellent.
I think it's because I go into the game going, money's so tight, I'll do everything I can to get money. But as I say, my plan is to get 2 of the prestige buildings, and that is the money spoken for. So you do need that amount of money. And I do have the figures, so that's fine. It's just there's been a lot of interaction in the combat in this game.
Yeah, more so than I'm used to.
Yes. I'm blaming you for it, but it's good.
That's fair.
Because, I mean, somebody left a message in the chat earlier on and said that they played this game and the player interaction was too much for them. Now, bearing in mind, I don't like games with direct conflict and players attacking each other. You know, I'm a Euro gamer at heart, but the interaction in this game is brilliant. It's done in a Euro way. It's, you know, it fits perfectly. You're doing the best thing for you whilst also damaging the other players, but it's done in a thematic way. So yeah, I love this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've noticed, Serge, that you've got 2 assistants.
Yes.
In the same place.
Yes.
Which is interesting. So when you go there, you use one of them, and I believe you get 2 points for not using the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of assistants in that location, I think that's where I'm going. And if I've counted my spaces correctly, that is the end of the track. There you go. So, boom, as they say. So 10 points, and I get a free village action. And the village action will be to buy. Let's just buy
Yep.
the abbey. Get it done. If it's going to let me, it's thinking about it. Go on. Yep, there you go. Done. Right, and then. Yeah, now I think I'm done. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Objective achieved. That's a lot of points there for visiting the innkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
8 points?
Yeah.
Oh,
8
nice.
points. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Easy peasy. Turn.
Well, I've just noticed there's another quest there in Caracas. And so you guys aren't in a particular rush. That would be my 4th quest, which 4th quest is worth an extra 3 points, isn't it, I think? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, in fact, I've already done 4 quests. So it's
So
worth an extra 2 points. So that would be 6 points. Yes, but the combat space is going to disappear before I get there. Not sure they are. Okay, let's do it. Have we got the spare people? I have the spare people. Yeah. Okay, complete the quest. That's me done.
Oh.
You got 2 exploration points. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, I had an extra one from one of my cars, but
Oh, okay.
I decided just to go for the victory points.
It's off again.
I'll take one of these.
Yeah, I think the value of England is going to be pretty shockingly low.
Two coins, 6. Sounds great.
Is that going to put you at the top of 2 of the tracks?
Yeah.
I think it is. Wow. Nice. You don't see that very often either. Yeah, there's this discussion going on in the chat, which is a good discussion about whether Maracaibo is a take that game, and I personally don't think it is.
No.
Coxie, when you are fighting for France or Spain and you are removing the white cubes, you're not doing it to attack me personally, I don't think.
No.
You're doing it because it's the best move for you for points that removes the most points from other players. I mean, you've got no influence in England whatsoever, so of course you want to do it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Take that for me is when somebody is deliberately targeting you just because they want to target you. And yeah, I don't generally have that in games.
Yeah, I'd never remove a cube from France or Spain at the moment. And
No,
there's
exactly.
a choice between
Yeah.
an extra point for removing England as well. So
So is it worth me trying to get? Because I'd need to remove 2 other cubes from England in order for England to be worth one more point, which is going to get me effectively 1 more point. And it's going to be quite tricky for me to remove the other ones. But there's no point me moving up on the exploration track anymore. My other option is playing cards because I do have 34 money. So, yeah, I could just play cards. Could get another upgrade. How's my upgrades looking? I don't have 6. That's blocked. But I can't unlock that because I haven't done that. I mean, there's that. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, gonna go for another quest.
no, I am not.
Oh, was that the quest you were going to go for?
Yeah, that's literally my next turn.
So I'll complete the quest.
Take that.
Yeah,
Yes, there you go. I literally did it just to stop you.
And I felt that was personal, Paul. You know, he clearly was targeted
absolutely. I mean, clearly I knew what he was going to do. My mind
Yeah.
reading powers. I mean, it's not a bad move because that's 3 points plus another 2. But yeah, it's fine. It's good. But it isn't another action. It's village actions that I need. I need to be playing cards. That's what we need to be doing. Yeah, I might have stifled myself by not playing cards here.
Yeah, I think my next choice is just to rush the end now.
Never.
I hope the end game scoring I've got is going to pay off.
Well, you're getting a lot
I'm getting a lot.
because you're getting 24 for
prestige
France
cards,
and 36 for Spain. So you're getting 60 points for your influence at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm getting 15.
Yeah.
So you're currently 45 points ahead of me in terms of end game scoring.
I think cards haven't been scored yet either, right? That's all that end game as well.
Is it not adding that up automatically? I think it might be factoring that in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Serge has got an interesting decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be best for you?
Yeah. Not sure.
I mean, if you fight for Spain,
Yeah.
you're going to need to gain 3 influence with Spain in order to make any difference for you. Or you could just put 1 cube on. But adding 1 cube to the board will effectively get you 2 points and get Coxie 6 points.
Yeah.
And Spain's only got 1, hasn't it? Because of the negative.
Yeah, if you were to fight for Spain, you'd have 1 sword. So that's yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rubbish.
Yeah.
Fighting for France
England.
would get you 4 points if you gain an influence.
Yeah.
Fighting for England would get you 4 points if you gained 2 influence. Not 4 points, 3 points.
3 points.
So on the face of
Yeah.
it, what's best for you, I think, is France.
France, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Mm. Yes. Which ones can I choose? Actually, there's not a lot of places to annex.
So the France had 3 swords. You'd have to add a sword to it to be able to add a cube, but in fact all of the spaces are full.
Yeah.
So I think your best bet is to just gain influence with it and don't bother adding any cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, 1 cube's not actually going to make any difference, is it?
Yeah. Okay.
My first
Oh, you're
explanation.
going to leave home.
Yeah.
Well, I get to uncover the 6-point thing, and that also
Right.
scores my prestige card. So it's like at least 8 points.
Yeah.
And if I land on this one, I get an extra 2. So that was 10 points.
That's
I
not
think
bad.
pretty
10
decent.
point move. So I'd love to rush the end, but if I do, I'm only going to get to play 1 more card. And I've got the money to play 2 cards. But if I rush the end, it's effectively a net extra 5 points. So I need to see if the card that I would play is actually going to get me more than 5 points.
Mhm.
And it is. I think. Do I have a medal? I don't have a medal. Why don't I have a medal? Oh, right. Okay. So, no, it's not. That card's not going to get me that. That card's not going to get me that. That's not going to get me that. Well, after all that, I'm going to do it again.
Ah!
There you go. And we're going to have a fight. Oh, my screen's gone all white. There we go, we're back. Right. So, yay! 7 swords for England. Now, I don't have any swords to add on. I do have a spare figure, who I do not need, because I only need 1 figure. So, we can definitely add 1 on. That gives me 8 in total. So what's that going to get me? I could kick something. I could add 2. I could put, I mean, for now, but probably going to come back. Yeah, let's do it. That's already England. That's England. Oh, gosh. A lot of these villages have already been taken, haven't they? I didn't see
All
that.
the ones that gaining money have, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just go to Tortuga. So that gets me 1 influence with England. And then we're going to use the other 6 to kick out. Oh, well, there's no point kicking out France for the money, but that's the only thing that's actually going to even things up at the moment. So it's worth doing. We'll see what happens. Just don't need the money. Well, there you go. I got to the end of the England track. And that is me done.
Okay.
Okay, Mark is in the chat and he says, to his knowledge, endgame scoring is withheld until endgame from the publicly shown points. Okay, so interesting. Well, I don't know what we've all got then.
No.
I mean, yes, you could go and have a look, but I've got 6. Oh no, that's the display. Where's my cards? Here's my cards. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8. Is that it?
I've got 14. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see when we get to end of game scoring. I do like, and whenever I'm playing games on Board Game Arena and there is the option for live scoring, I always turn it on because I just like to know, but it doesn't actually influence my decisions in any way. I still always play the best I can to get as many points as I can, but I just find that if it was trackable information that I would be able to know and would be able to see, I like to turn it on.
Yeah, if you could sit there and work it all out, you might as well do it for you.
Yeah. We play quite a bit of Terraforming Mars on the website, the Hero Co-op unofficial website, and I always turn it on there as well. And I find that actually quite exciting because you can see dynamically all the points, and it actually, for me, I enjoy it more, especially when you get near the end of the game. And you can see, me and these other players were within 2 points of each other. Oh, and he's just played a card and he's got 3 points. Oh, no. And it actually adds to the tension and the excitement. Whereas if you've got it turned off, you're just like, well, I haven't got a clue. So, yeah.
Very much so.
Right, we're going to go to 21B. Get 3 points, and that's my go. Right, this is, I believe, your last turns of the game.
Right, yeah. Oh, okay. I have 2 maps.
I've ended up with 40 money spare at the end. Well, I'll buy a prestige
spend
card,
some.
which is 20,
Yeah.
but still, that's too much.
Okay. Let's go to 20. Fight.
Now then.
Realist. The question is, if I explore, I can get myself a lot of 2 victory points.
Exploring will get you 2 victory points, correct. Whereas fighting might only get you 1 more.
Yeah.
No, it won't. If you increase France, you'll get 4 more. If you were to increase England, you'd get 5 more. So, yeah, you probably want to fight.
All right.
And if you can gain 2 influence with England, then that will get you 5 points.
You talked me into it, Admiral.
That's perfect for England as well.
Yeah.
That's perfect for both, to be honest. You could.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, England's your best bet.
England doesn't.
It's 1
England
more
doesn't
point.
have a cube. France has the cube. That's the difference, really. You can't kick a cube off with France, actually. So England is your best bet.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Nice.
That.
Yeah, it's really interesting that England and Spain have put out the same number of cubes during the game. Well, almost. But most of England ones have been kicked off. England and France have just been constantly fighting each other in the islands, kicking each other off. Right. What's he doing? What mess is he going to cause here?
I think I've got to use France and kick one of England's off, don't I?
You do.
The bonus points and all that.
Cost me 5 points, gets you 4 points. Oh no, does it get you anything?
I get points for
Yes.
going off the end of the track, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, and it knocks points off me because it reduces England to not getting the bonus one. Wow, poor England. 2 cubes on the mat. Right, off we go then. Let's arrive here and get myself 5 points. Right. End of the game has been triggered. I'm going to buy a card. And I'm going to buy, I believe, the Palace, because that's going to get me like 14 points or something. Yeah, because I've done 6 quests. I'm the first player to buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the other option would have been the Academy, which would have also been the same points for me. Right. Off you go, you two.
Yeah, I unfortunately, I'm again very poor. I'm not able to buy a prestige card, so I'm just gonna buy a card from my hand that will score me some points.
Tommy's asking, does being the first to buy a prestige card matter? Yes. So the first player to buy each prestige card gets 2 extra points, as you can see there. Everybody who's on it gets the end game bonus, but the first player to do it gets 2 points. Here we go. Look at them points.
60 points.
Well done, sir. Yeah, well played.
Good game, boys.
Nice one.
Good game.
So, yeah, 184, 161,
BGA.
133. Now, Serge, you played very well, and although you've never played it before and you'd only read through the rules this afternoon, you were a pleasure to play against because you didn't really ask that many rules questions, so it made my life very easy tonight. So thank you for that. But yeah, to be fair, you did very well for your first game.
Excellent.
Yeah, this is a game that, yeah, I've probably played this 40, 50, 60 times maybe, something like that. So I'm very comfortable with the game. I'm no expert at the game, but I'm definitely comfortable with the flow of the game and certain things about it. So, but did you enjoy it? That's the main thing.
No, I did.
Mhm.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's only my third Icelandic history game that I played, but it's
Yeah.
up there now.
Mhm.
It's certainly up there. Would like to play some more of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but thank you as well, Paul, for hosting it and actually the tips you gave me just as I was about to do something silly really helped by
Good.
pointing things out. So that was it's really good.
Yeah. But Coxie also helped out as well by saying, yeah, literally, remember, at the end of each round, you're going to get to buy a card. Remember that.
Yeah.
So that if you're desperate during the round to go, oh, must play a card. No, spend the round saving up the money. And then at the end of that round, that's when you buy the card because you are going to get a free buy at the end of the round. There's lots going on in this game. And I'll be honest with you, despite the fact that I've played it as many times as I have, there are still some cards that I don't understand how they work. Because they've got abilities that every time I've drawn one, I've gone, yeah, I don't know how that works, and I've got rid of it. Like the ruins. I still don't know how the ruins work. I think you take a quest from the deck stack and put it on the card, and then you can I did something like that. But it's really interesting because there is lots of these cards in the game with all sorts of weird and wonderful effects. And it's a case of, cycling through those cards to get the ones that you need that are going to fit with the strategy that you've got. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
No, it was really good. Really good game.
And
I prefer this.
Go on.
Sorry, Paul. I prefer this to Great Western Trail because of the use of the cards and because of the abilities on the cards. I think it just adds that extra element.
I did. I mean, Great Western Trail, when it came out, fantastic. Loved it. Then this came out. And because this had the evolving game board with the campaign in quotes, that's what put this one above it for me. I also felt this was it was more involved, and the card play was a lot more interesting and a lot more, involved and different. And you had multi-use cards and things like that. But then Great Western Trail 2nd Edition came out, and I was like, oh. And then I played Great Western Trail New Zealand, and I'm like, oh. I still think this one just pips it. There's something about this one and the flow of this one that I really like. And I don't know if either of you have played, well, Serge, you haven't, because you said this is only your third Alexander Pfister game, but Boon Lake. I think
so, yeah.
Boon Lake came out a few years ago. Boon Lake has some similarities to this in that you can choose how far you move each turn, but it's not simply just choosing how far you can move, but essentially, yes, you can. But it has it's got loads and loads of cards again that have again got loads and loads of abilities on, but it has a better card flow system than this one because you are constantly having the ability to discard cards for money and then draw replacements and play cards and everything else. So there's a huge amount of card cycling in Boon Lake. But a lot of people have compared it to this just because games can go quicker or slower depending on the speed of the players. But not as pronounced as it is in this game. Anyway, we're all done. So there you go. Thank you to you two for joining me. Thank you to everybody for watching tonight. And as I mentioned at the start, and I'm going to put a link into the chat right now, is I agreed to do this stream. Adam asked me from the Hereford Games Club to basically, if I wanted to join in and do a live stream as part of the online convention to raise money for charity. So the full details of that are in the link in the description of this video and what I've just put in the chat now. And as I mentioned, I'll be donating a portion of my advertising revenue from this month to that charity to support them and what they do. They do a lot of good stuff there, and they're constantly running events that raise money for charity. Are you two local to Hereford, and do you take part in those events?
I'm not actually. I've joined in for the online con they're running.
Right.
I've been doing some of the events online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not too far away. Malvern, it's about half an hour, 45 minutes drive.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes I get to it. I do get to their con. I went to their in-person con last year.
Right.
So again this year.
Mm-hmm. And for those people that go to UK conventions, you may have seen a group of people with very, very large versions of certain board games. I'm thinking Tsuro being one of them that they have. And they basically take these to other conventions and people can play them. So if you've ever seen that at a UK convention, then it's these people that organise that and do that, and they do a lot of good stuff for charity. So more than happy to support them. I agreed to do this probably about 2 months ago, and I'm having one of the busiest weeks that I've ever had this week. I think I'm doing 10 live streams this week, and I'm busy every single night of the week, and I was busy both days of last weekend, and I'm busy both days this coming weekend. And Vicky said, "Why did you agree to do this charity day on like your busiest week ever?" And I was like, No, I agreed this. I agreed this like 2 months ago. It's just the way that everything's gone. But yes, busy week. But it's good to be busy. So lots of stuff to look forward to.
Good to go.
Right, we're going to wrap things up. So thank you to everybody for watching, and I will see some of you later on in the week for some more streams. I'll see you all soon. Cheers, bye.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers, Paul.